Interest? Today, it's everywhere. In your loans, your credit cards, your mortgage. But interest didn't exist in the beginning of human trade. It had to be invented. And when it finally arrived, it reshaped the world, creating wealth, creating empires, and creating debt traps that still exist today. Let's go back almost 5,000 years. Ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Grain was money. Silver was wealth. And temples were the world's first banks. People stored their harvest, borrowed seeds, and paid back after the next season's crops. But here's the twist. Farmers didn't just return what they borrowed. They had to return more. This extra was the birth of interest, a simple idea that became the most powerful financial technology in history. At first, interest was practical. If a temple loaned you grain, they expected more grain back because they believed the gods deserved a share. But soon, interest became a tool of control. Miss a payment? Your debt doubled. Fail again. You lost your land, your family, even your freedom. By 2000 BCE, entire cities were suffocating under debt. So much so that kings had to repeatedly wipe the slate clean. They declared debt jubilees, canceling all interests, freeing debt slaves, and restoring land to the poor. If they didn't, the economy collapsed. Sound familiar? Fast forward to ancient Greece. Interest evolved from necessity into strategy. Wealthy families lent money not to help harvests, but to control politics. Whoever controlled credit controlled the people. And then came Rome, masters of turning debt into power. Roman elites used interest to quietly take over entire regions. One bad harvest could push a family into debt for generations. And once enough families fell, Rome took the land, the slaves, and the resources. Debt was no longer a financial tool. It was a weapon. By the Middle Ages, interest became so destructive that the church banned it entirely, calling it usury. But banning it didn't kill it. It only pushed it underground. Rich merchants simply changed the rules, renamed the fees, and kept collecting interest in new forms. Because once a society invents interest, there's no going back. Interest became the engine of capitalism, the backbone of banking, and the unseen force behind global empires. Today, we live in the most interest-driven world ever created. Governments borrow in trillions. Banks profit from your debt. And credit scores determine your future more than your skills or character. The truth is simple. The invention of interest didn't just shape money, it shaped power. The more you owe, the more someone else controls. And in the next episode of the History of Money series, we'll reveal how banking evolved from dusty temple halls into the trillion-dollar financial system we live in today. If you learned something new, subscribe to Finance Untold, because this story isn't just history. It's happening right now.